Among Dawson City's many sights and attractions is a one-of-a-kind drink. A true Yukon original, the Sourtoe Cocktail was devised in 1973 by Captain Dick Stevenson. To date, just over 100,000 people have partaken of this most unusual libation, and as we'll learn from the present tow captain, Terry Lee, they come from all over the world. The downtown hotel's Sourdough Saloon is the place to go for this unique experience. Tink up Kelly here, and I'm about to do this here sourdough thing that a lot of tourists, I call them tourists, they do coming up here. So,
Okay, up next to the tow table, Tin Cup Kelly 1898.
Yukon Jack, is that what? There he is. Now, put that right there. Over the years, certain regulations have developed to preserve the Sourtoe Cocktail experience. Chewing, sucking, biting the toe, or putting it in your mouth are the basic offenses to avoid. The granddaddy of them all, though, is actually swallowing the toe. With a finite supply of toes, this violation will earn you a hefty fine of 2,500 Canadian dollars and make you an official cannibal, not a moniker many of us relish. Is that? Well, that's where I'm from, so, and what's your name, sir?
My name's Terry.
Terry.
Captain Terry.
Captain Terry, I like your hat.
Yeah, this is a German Marines.
German Marines? Were you in the German Marines?
No, there's a friend of mine that sent it to me.
He sent it to you. Well, that's a fine, sharp hat. It gives you authority. So that way people don't go, I see that folks
I
can't.
wore a hat similar to that before, and you can just buy them at Maximilian's.
Yeah, that thins out your authority, but you can't do anything funky with this here toe. It looks like any as they say, you can't do anything squirrely with this toe.
You can drink it fast. You can drink it slow. But your lips must touch this gnarly toe. Just your lips. No teeth. No tongue. No tonsils. Sunshine. It's up to you.
Yeah. So, let me ask you, how many folks do you get in here that are doing this here sourdough?
During the peak of the season, we do anywhere from 50 to 90 a night.
50 to 90 folks coming in here a night,
Yeah.
and they're from all over, I suspect.
Yeah, all over the world. I have people from outer Mongolia, from Tuva, from outer Mongolia.
My goodness, wow.
Yeah.
And now let me ask you another question. How many people get to this point in the process and can't do it?
I've only had 4 people do that.
Of all time?
All the time. I've been doing that for 9 years.
My goodness.
Only 4 people.
Only 4 people haven't been in. Well, I guess
This year.
if they've even just sat down, then they're going to do it. Now, bottoms up. And as you can all tell, this is a real popular little thing that people do here. You can get t-shirts and socks and shot glasses. And the history of this here sourdough.
The original toes were, the original toe number 1.
Toe number 1.
Was from rum runners during the Prohibition. Otto and Louis Lycan, they were Norwegians.
I see.
And Louis was making the run up Miller Creek, and he put his foot through some overflow, and he got his foot wet. Made the run, came back to the cabin, and when he took his boots and socks off, the big toe on his right foot was frozen solid. His brother said, if that gets gangrenous, you're dead. We're 60 miles from Dawson.
That's right.
It's got to come off. So he went out in the yard, and he picked up an axe and took it in, chopped his brother's toe off.
Got to get it done.
And for some reason, he put it in a mason jar and filled it up with the OP rum that they were running. He put it on the shelf. 40 years later, Captain Dick Stevenson, who had a tour boat business, who was coming up with harebrained schemes to promote his business, found the toe. And he's a punster like me. He came up with the idea. In order to become an honorary sourdough, you have to kiss the sourdoe. And he started serving that in 1973.
Born in 1929 in New Brunswick, Captain Dick Stevenson hitchhiked across Canada as a youth, arriving in the Yukon in 1956. In 1967, he became a fish warden and was sent to Dawson to patrol the Yukon River. The next year, he bought his own boat and started offering Yukon River tours. In 1972, Captain Dick purchased the Liking cabin from Louis's remaining brother Otto and inherited the tow he'd been told resided in the abandoned cabin. On August 17, 1973, during Discovery Days in Dawson, Dick was in the Sluicebox Lounge with Vancouver reporter Dennis Bell and Whitehorse author Don Sawatsky. He told them about his new cabin and the tow, and with drinks flowing, a unique idea was born, the Sourtoe Cocktail. Some say it was Robert Service's poem, The Ballad of the Iceworm Cocktail, which inspired the three men that night. Regardless, it was seen as a lark, and Dick didn't think more than a dozen or so people would drink a beer glass of champagne with a mummified toe in it, as the cocktail was originally concocted. But it caught on, to say the least. The Sourtoe Cocktail has been featured in such publications as the New York Times and is promoted globally as one of the weirdest drinks in the world. Captain Dick's wild scheme put the Yukon and Dawson City on the map. The colorful Captain Dick passed away on November 14th, 2019. His daughter made sure, per her father's wishes, that his toes were preserved for future Sourtoe cocktail use. 1973. So y'all been doing this for a while then. Well, here's bottoms up. Cheers, Captain. And
Yeah, I got it. There it is.
oh,
So,
woo!
Tin Cup Kelly.
That's a smooth whiskey you got there, Yukon Jack. Tin Cup got himself a thank you.
We recommend you laminate that and frame it. If you have a different certificate, a degree, or a psychiatric evaluation, put it right over top.
Because it means much more.
Yes.
I like that. The toes themselves have an illustrious history. Louis Lakin's toe, the original, survived until 1980, when a miner, purportedly on his 13th glass of Sourtoe champagne, fell backwards in his chair and swallowed the toe. In 2013, a worker on his way out of town ordered a Sourtoe cocktail, promptly swallowed the toe, then happily plunked down $500 to pay the fine. The penalty for swallowing the toe was raised to $2,500 as a result. The toe was stolen in 2017, but the guilty party soon returned the toe by mail. In 2019, the UK's Nick Griffiths, who lost 3 toes to frostbite during the 2018 Yukon Arctic Ultra Backcountry Race, returned to enjoy a Sourtoe cocktail containing one of his own preserved digits.
It's been all volunteered. Usually gout, diabetes, death, frostbite, axes, chainsaws, lawnmowers, that sort of thing.
My goodness, I wouldn't. Boy, if you got your toe with one of those newfangled saws, that'd be a heck of a thing. My goodness. Well, that's modern technology, ain't
There
it?
was one guy this year. He ended up crushing his toe, and he wanted to send it.
Well, they ain't worth nothing to you, would it?
Exactly. I said, well, if it's crushed, we can't serve it in a shot.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, I never thought of that. We just saw it on YouTube. He thought he'd send the toe in.
Yeah, he thought he'd give it a good home here at the Sourtoe. Well, you must have some fun, and I had some fun.
You gotta have fun.
That's right. Well, we'll see you back here next year. Well, you only do this a few more days, is that right?
24th is the last day.
Well, good meeting you, Captain Terry. Oh, there we are.